Today I'd like to share my perspective of why I don't think Tiger Woods is to blame. I am putting the emphasis on women who are going after a married man. But the real blame is our culture. Everywhere for many, many years, women have been shown that they are only good for how marketable they are for their outer beauty, not their inner beauty. In the West, they've been conditioned to be competitive, to be aggressive, and to look outside of themselves for their power. I've written a book, How to Become a Golf Goddess, and it is about finding your personal power. And one of the ways that we find our personal power is through back to the land movements, coming back to nature. And golf is so wonderful because we are outside playing for 2 to 4 hours, depending if you're playing 9 or 18 holes. But I'd like to share the basis of my book is based on yoga, and there's a similar story. The yoga that I was introduced to is Kripalu Yoga, and there's a Kripalu Center in Massachusetts, and it was started by a guru from India, Amrit Desai, and he was a married man with children. And even though this was a spiritual community, the same thing happened. There's women that were throwing themselves at his feet, that worshiped the ground he walked on. So what is a man to do when women are, flaunting themselves, making suggestions, looking to be with a person to find their power? And what happened was his ego, he is human, and his ego took over, and he succumbed to all the advances, all the worship, all the praise of these women. And when it was found out, he was kicked out of the community, and it almost collapsed. The story that has unfolded is the people have ended up finding their own power. And I want to share one of the endorsements for this book that I've written by author Steven Pressfield. And he writes, "This book shows how anyone can consciously create great golf. Marguerite Brigham describes how the goddess of golf has initiated her into becoming a spiritual warrior. With insight and clarity, Brigham guides and encourages all women to use the game of golf to connect back to nature and the magical moments that the playing field can reveal so joyously and effortlessly." So once we know that we are conscious creators, then we realize how much we do have power and that our consciousness does matter. So as a spiritual warrioress, there's a lot of this book talks about the divine feminine, and for our children, for our daughters, our true nature for women is all about connecting. It's about nurturing. And I just pray that we will drop looking outside of ourselves for our power, looking to men to find our power. And I wish the Woods a healing and connection through the season of Christmas, and forgiveness for people that are continuing to look at the ugly side of humanity, the darker side, the side that likes to gossip. It's all within us, but we can rise above it. Thank you. Namaste.